Looks like there'll be another tactical change in the outlook of the squad on the pitch for Algeria. Substitute set to come through, but that will have to wait until this scrum is done. And standing by to feed the ball in for Kenya is none other than Samuel Mariosotti Asati. Samuel Mariosi Asati in possession now with the exit kick. Excellent. Into touch. Have an opportunity now to start off from the line out. Of course, the flags of the Uganda Rugby Cranes signal the fact that we are just a couple of minutes away from the hosts. The Rugby Cranes saving themselves from what would be an absolute shamble of a campaign. They must find a way to battle relegation. That is something that many here will wish, although you have to say Cote d'Ivoire have very different ideas on just how to do that, because, well, it's also their neck on the line.
Yeah, the next game, of course, is a relegation scrap, and the this was a stop, which means the fans could make their way into, as Barry Young is charged down, and again the referee calls for the knock-on first. Barry Young's blushes have been saved by that phase of play. I think the Kenya Simbas are just a little too lethargic in getting to this, because those clearance kicks would get them out of trouble. They have basically been in their half as we see the fans coming through, and smartness knows no weather.
But comfort does.
It's just a little cold here and there.
Depends on the magnitude of your little.
Scrum down, Asati. Asati, and then that's a short arm from the Kenya Simbas. Asati takes it quickly, hands it over to the big man, and that is a run for the line.
Thomas Okeo Ongera, it's going to take something special to stop him, and they do finally impede him just meters away. That was a breathtaking run from Thomas Okeo Ongera, literally single-handedly blitzing his way through the defense. And that's definitely taken something out of it. The medic also sliding while approaching him and going to the ground.
And they're asking him if he's okay, because he did take quite a bit of time. Get up, and he's just in a little bit of a limp. I hope he's
injured.
Yeah, I hope he's okay. Okoye with that run, but he then gets into two stages of bother. One, concedes the penalty for holding on, and two, he is in some bit of discomfort. The chase is strong, but that is sure defense there.
That was a strong carry, and would have been one for the highlight reel had he managed to make it here to the try line. But a try-saving tackle executed here by Algeria to keep their lead still intact.
Hugo Vedu is who we can maybe call in that situation a small axe, taking and felling a big tree.
For the Kenya Simbas technical team, bit of a worry there on the state of their big man, big lad there, who definitely put himself in contention here, bringing the Simbas back to the fray.
About 14 minutes to the end of the game. Verdu finds touch of that good defensive piece of play there from Algeria. The Kenya Simbas pegged back once again, but what a run that was.
down. Chance now. Ooh, that was a clumsy pass there. Very clumsy from Asati. Allows Algeria a chance to regain possession. For the moment, they also squandered the opportunity.
The Kenya Simbas have been very, very guilty of not picking up that ball very well. They need to take care of the ball, especially when it's on the deck. It is slippery, so they have given away a couple of scrum downs because they are trying to pick it up and not going through the proper motion. You just can't pick it up like it's a dry day. You need to spread out your legs a little bit more, put the ball into the basket, pick it up, or get ready to just dive on it and secure possession for your team. The Kenya Simbas have been a little guilty of that.
Technique, well, that would be pretty foreign to some of us who have never set foot on the pitch. But nonetheless, we'll take your word for it.
Having done that for 13, 14 years, we played in some very, very horrendous conditions.
Okay, now you're just showing off. As the ball is played away, pass to the side, to the flank, whiplash, and that's the beauty about rugby. 1 minute, non-activity. Next minute, frenetic frenzy. Algeria wanted to quickly keep it moving. The referee halting them there to explain his decision. And once again, Algeria still have the ball. Opportunity here, and they look like they'll be keep putting it into touch here. Enzo puts it into touch for a scrum. 12 minutes.
Yeah, both teams have really given it a go, and their handling is what has been letting them down. You have seen there the Kenya Simbas guilty of blocking that play, and there, as we see, David Onguti, hands on the deck first, which means you're not supporting your body weight, and that makes it unfair. Line out.
Looking to feed that in well, but not so sure the adjective well would work out right there as play once again disintegrates and there's another stoppage. We are waiting to see what transpires here. In the meantime, if you find yourself in a fix and you need a financial bailout, well, that logbook could come in handy, as you could borrow money using it on the USSD code *249#, and that is from Platinum Credit. Scrum here. Scrum for Kenya. The Simbas feeding the ball in. Set to the flank. Big kick. Looking to clear their lines here. That ball was nicely anticipated. Now going to the ground. That's a high tackle. And the pain was very visible there to Benjamin Kaminati, who whistles his way into the heart of the Lions' den. Pick up, looking to move forward. Benjamin Kaminati has been in some very feisty situations in this matchup. And we get another chance to look at that. Slipped, went to the ground, and then there was a high tackle involved in there that left him gasping for his breath. Unfortunately, the referee saw it, and now they'll once again try their luck at target practice.
Do you think it's going to be Julian again? Because he can strike the upright.
Julian hasn't really had a showing. He's not even on the starting lineup today. So Benjamin Kaminati was the man who shaved the post. This time, Enzo will take his attempt. Doesn't really have I think he's one of the few players who has a very simple pre-kicking ritual. Sets it, side steps, measures the distance, gets into the groove, and then visualizes, steps up, makes the kick, and it's off the mark. Just slightly off the mark.
Yeah, Crawford skews that to the left of the uprights. Algeria just not being able to extend that lead. They still lead by 7, which means another full score for the Kenya Simbas would get us a tie game, and with about 9 minutes of play, this game is very, very firmly poised on a knife's edge. Barry Young gathers off the kick, and we'll have a little bit of foot tennis.
9 minutes left to play, and play descends.
The kick is good. Another 50-22 for Algeria. They have gotten into these positions a couple of times, but they haven't been able to be as clinical as we think that they should be. They have had the edge, they have had the better territory advantage, but not putting any points to book. As we, of course, prepare for the second game, the crossover between one game to the other is going to be as brief as 8 minutes. Do you see the Kenya Simbas back into this game, Jermaine?
Well, hardly. I think might be. But, well, Kenya have actually had those spells of managing to mount a late comeback. Ask Namibia, they saw it firsthand. The question is it enough in the tank for them to execute? For the moment, it looks like Algeria have decided to lay the blockade right in their 22. Can't even get past the halfway line. And I think for Kenya, it's going to be a very disappointing afternoon that they've had so much of the ball but been able to make very little with it.
Yeah, the Kenya Simbas have had a lot of the ball, yes, but they've had it in the wrong areas of the field. They've had it close to their 22. They've had it in their half, which means attacking at that point is going to be very, very difficult. As the long throw goes, Algeria with the rolling maul, they do have some momentum, momentarily been stopped, and that is one call. They've been asked to use it as the maul has stopped. Drop kick. And that is to perfection for Algeria. Another 3 points. That has been very, very well done by Verdu. What a phase of play.
Lugo definitely making sure that he sticks a dagger in Kenya's heart and guarantees that there will be no redemption story for them here. It is a 10-point gap at the moment, with time fleetingly going by, and Kenya now staring down the barrel of a loaded gun. This is nothing like what the script suggested for them when they were in the dressing room ahead of this particular game.
Of course not. The Kenya Simbas came out with all intentions to pose a statement. We talked about it and said that they had momentum coming through after their loss to Zimbabwe when they scored the last flurry of points in that game, which means momentum was on their side. But they have faced a formidable Algeria team that has defended resolutely and kept pegging them back. The Kenya Simbas have also been guilty of giving the ball away in possession. Couple of knock-ons, and they have also not cleared their lines or exited very, very well. Referee
having a consultation here with the touch judge before getting back into the play. It's been a tricky game, by the way. The men in the center don't get a lot of their flowers here, but it's been a tricky game that he's handled right down the middle, missing not a trick, and he's been absolutely spot on for every single detail. In the meantime, the heavyweights are arriving. Their clash will be on in the grand finale. First up are the Sebos of Zambia, who I must say have definitely earned themselves a legion of fans here in Uganda.
Yes, and contrary to what happened in the semi-finals, the Zimbabwe Sebos have actually made their way into the Nambole complex, which means they will be in good voice. They were a little bit disgruntled because they arrived a little late for their semi-final, but now arriving on time. Back onto the field, it's about slightly under 5 minutes of play in this game. It is a 10-point lead for Algeria as that ball goes, and the small kick chase, Barry Young under it gathers it very well, but the push from Algeria causing a little bit of bother. The Kenya Simbas pile on the faces. Ball comes from Asati. But another crunching hit and another knock on there. What does the referee say? We will take the first knock on. The Simbas again give the ball away in contact.
Well, the things that Rugby Africa Cup does to you, the excitement of the final being close to hand, has me calling Zimbabwe Zambia. Apologies for that. But as they normally say in Uganda, regardless we move, as the substitution is on for Algeria, who are making sure that there will be no regardless here, as another substitution is made. Adam Mohad Mokhtari is the man that is set to come on and will take the place of Americ Tronk, who's put in a solid shift here. Had an earlier concussion scare. It looks like he's been able to finish off 76 minutes of a brilliant shifting here now will earn his break and probably will be celebrating that third place finish with his troops at the end of the game. It's the Rugby Africa Cup brought to you live here on NBS Sport by MTN Momo, Platinum Credits, Omo, and of course Rock Boom, who energize the game as Uganda Rugby Union's official premium energy drink.
Seeing out the last 3.5 minutes of this game, Algeria in possession, and they will want to pile on more points or play this game in the right areas. Ball kicked over, and that is a very, very good gather. The ball over to Kaminati. What does he do? Swing it back to possession.
Losing possession, but still wrestled here by the Algerians, and they still have a chance to get it on. They managed to retrieve it. The ball has a mind of its own. It's frenetic, it's frenzied, it's electrifying. A zing in the air, looking to finish off this one with a big one, and another drop kick attempted. Lightning won't strike twice.
Vadu trying to show his ambidextrity there, kicking off the left and off the right boot. What a chase there, and what a kick and an attempt there. John Kubu deceived by the bounce of the rugby ball and almost fell to Samil Kabok, who gathered very, very well, but they couldn't apply the finishing touch. We see some of the Algeria contingent, they are not happy with that failing together.
3 minutes left to play on the attack.
And Algeria are hoping to keep this ball in hand. They have kicked it away the last couple of times. Let's see if they can build some phases of play as they write it down. And right there, another hoist of the boot. The ball goes up. Barry Young under it. Ball in the basket. The rack formed and the platform is set for the Kenya Simbas as Asati. With a quick start, Asati making some inroads. Very, very good tackle there from the back.
Close to the halfway line, but finds his ascension momentarily halted. And Kenya now trying to up the ante. And this one on a high. Maybe one last gasp here to attempt and stun Algeria. Algeria will hope that their defense holds as resolute as it has for the larger parts of the game. Trying to send that ball in. It's a tackle. The man who didn't have the ball, but play continues as the Simbas still have possession and they stand their ground. John Kubu, I don't know how much more battering his body can take.
It has been a very hard tournament for John Kubu there. Every time he's got the ball, he has not found any glory, has not found any space. Quick tap, maybe unwise because his teammates were waiting and lining up maybe for a line out. The Kenya Simbas have ball in their hand but being driven back by Algeria.
And the ground playing to the favor of the defense of Algeria. We are seconds away from that hooter. And something that Kenya would not want to hear now as the ball is lost forward. And Algeria, chicken wing pass, really giving it out to the flank. And Algeria definitely making sure that they keep everything within their prime.
And a kick there from Vadu finds touch on the full, which means we will come down to a line out. Sifuna with ball in hand. The hooter going off any moment now, or the hooter has gone off, which means this is the last play. It will give Kenya impetus in the line out. If they can score from this, they will possibly end their campaign on a high. What does the referee call? I see the ball has been handed over to Algeria.
The referee now deliberating on how to take this set play.
For the ball match and the captain before getting into the next counter for Uganda.
We await to see what the final proceedings will be. Last stanza in this game.
It is a scrum down to Algeria, which means as they regard this possession, they will just be knocking it into touch for the end and acclaiming and rewarding themselves with a bronze medal in this tournament. The ball comes out, and that is the end of the game. Algeria are victorious in this one. The bronze medal match, they beat the Kenya Simbas 15 points to 5. And what an exchange of blows both teams have shown. What a competition it has been. It culminates into a bronze medal match and a bronze medal victory for Algeria, who were finalists last year. Jermaine?
Top 3 in the continent, and they managed to secure the victory with aplomb. A masterful domination of Kenya's Simbas, frustratingly keeping them at bay, and they managed to edge them out here to the 3rd place. For Kenya, it will be back to the drawing board and another year where they have to figure out how to campaign to get back to the top of the mountain where they have been before. Full time in the Rugby Africa Cup 2025 here at the Mandela National Stadium in Uganda, Kampala. It's Algeria 15, Kenya 5.